Welcome back to Say How You Feel. It's been a while since we've been on. So now I decided to come back and do some more videos. Sorry that I've been gone so long, just been having some things going on. But I want to talk to you guys about my opinion of what's going on in the state of the t-shirt business and what direction that is going. And do I think it's a great time to start a t-shirt business in 2022? Stay tuned. Okay, so what do I think the state of the t-shirt business is? That's a very interesting question. I've been doing t-shirts just in case you didn't know for a few years full time. I guess full time for the last, oh Lord, probably about 10 to 30, 20, 10 to 11 years, 10 to 12 years, something like that. I can't remember exactly when I started back, but I originally started, I've been doing it on and off since I was 17. I'm now 45. Just to give you a little context of where I come from, I started in the garment district of Los Angeles, California. When I was a kid, I was about, like I said, 17. My dad was a cutter in the garment district, and he got me one of my first jobs doing t-shirts when I was a kid. So, what do I think that the t-shirt business is going in 2022? And I have to say, I think it's going up. The one thing that you can always count on is somebody wanting to wear a t-shirt. The one thing you can always count on is somebody not always wanting to wear your t-shirt. That's just the facts. It is what it is. But I think that if we look at it from a business perspective, we can use and gain uh, 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 society's aspect of being casual wear, if you would say, or what people like to wear to be comfortable. And it's always a good t-shirt, pair of shorts, some flip flops. You know, it's almost that season. It's almost summertime, and when that happens, you know kind of what goes on. We bring out the t-shirts. We personally I wear t-shirts to 65. You know, I think every day at some point I have a t-shirt on, if not a couple. Depends on what I got going on. Uh, I think the thing we have to look at is for those trying to start a business in 2022 dealing with t-shirts. I think that it's a great time if you are willing to do the work and figure out in what aspect you want to start your business. Do you want to start a t-shirt business dealing with, say, doing customization, or do you want to start a t-shirt business dealing with the brand? And those are the things you have to look at because ultimately, those decisions are what's going to make it break you. One requires you to buy excess amounts of equipment, and the other requires you to be willing to, or I won't say willing to, but the other one requires you to either buy the equipment or be willing to contract out. And either way has its pros and cons. Um, at the end of this video, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you which one I did. Uh, but I think ultimately starting a t-shirt business in 2022 is a great idea. I think that you can make a lot of money. I think if you put your mind to it, you can create some designs. And even if you're not a designer, you can contract it out. Um, then you got, so I think this is a good year to start a t-shirt business. If you want to look at the question, like I said before, is more so how you want to go about it, the printing method that you want to go about. Uh, and I have other videos coming out where I talk about each one of these printing methods a little more in detail. I'm going to go over a couple of them in this video here. Um, the question you have to ask yourself is, do I want to be the one printing the shirts out? As you can see behind me, I have quite a few shirts. Here I got some shirts. This tub right here, I got shirts. I have some shirts back here. In most of these tubs, I have shirts, and that way I don't have to go at least in order black and white, some colors. I don't normally, I just got a phone call earlier today, and my nephew is starting a t-shirt brand, and he wanted some ladies cut shirt, which is not a problem. The only issue is I don't normally carry ladies cut shirts on hand, only because ladies cut shirts are so all over the place, and that's something you have to figure out. Do you want to carry a women's cut shirt? That's a hard situation because that means you're carrying not only different sizes, you're carrying different styles, because there's a difference between a ladies cut and a women's cut. And a lot of times, not even they know which cut they want until they get a little age and they understand the difference, that they are different cuts. And a lot of people don't know that they're different cuts. So you have to be willing to do the homework, or willing to do the work to say, hey, I don't know what it is that you're looking for or what you need. I remember one of the first orders when I started back doing t-shirts, I had a young lady say, I want ladies cuts. Well, being a guy, I really didn't deal with knowing that there was a difference. So I got the ladies cut shirts, and thank God I do emails. I got the ladies cut shirts. I ordered them, I pressed them, I put them together, and I sent them back. Well, the problem was they were ladies cut shirts. Okay, you say, well, they asked for ladies cut shirts, right? The problem was they wear women's cut. I didn't know what they looked like. They were from Atlanta. They lived in Atlanta, or at least they lived in Atlanta. I don't know where they were from because I don't know the young ladies like that. But it was for a beautician, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I ended up replacing them, but it became a situation. Whereas I had to spend money, or I don't know if they spent it or I spent it, or how we did it. Money was spent that should not have had to be spent had we had an understanding of what they needed. So I would order ladies or women's cut shirts, but I will not house them because it's just too many shirts to have to house. So I tend to keep along the lines of unisex. I may carry colors that are more feminine or more women would be more likely to wear, but I do not. I don't carry just women's cut shirts. In the summertime, maybe I'll start. Wintertime, I might carry a few more hoodies. But even that can be tricky when it's easier just to kind of order them. I had an order this winter for 12 hoodies, 12 shirts, 12 tote bags, and some wristbands. And I just ordered it all. I'll sometimes order the shirts and then just to replace what I'm going to get ready to use. And sometimes, so I have those already done. And then, so it just depends on how you want to do your method. I have a clothing brand called I Choose Jesus clothing brand. The website is at iChooseJesus76.com. Again, www.iChooseJesus76.com. So I have my own clothing brand, but I also make clothing for other brands. And so one of the factors that you have to figure out is, if I'm making clothing for other brands, how much time am I willing to put into doing clothing for other brands? But the other factor you got to look at is, how am I going to fund my brand? If you want to do your own brand, how are you going to fund it? Do I work a 9 to 5? Do I, sell it out the trunk? And that's another section too. We'll talk about selling methods. But definitely how you're going to fund it. Because how you're going to fund it is going to determine how you print it. Depending on what your capital is or what your finances are as far as which way you go, is it easier for me to screen print myself, or is it easier for me to do a inkjet transfer or do a plastisol transfer, direct to garment? DTF is a new thing now. It just depends on which method you're going to do. So you have to look at all of these factors before you decide whether or not you want to do which method you're going to print. How am I going to pay for it? What's the most effective and cost-effective way? What does my design look like? I just had, sorry about that. I had something pop up on my computer screen. What does my design look like? What do I do as far as not just my design, but what do I do as far as what do I feel is the most washable version, product? Because that's a factor. You don't want somebody to buy your clothing and when they wash it the first time, it tears apart. The question becomes, what can I do to make sure that that doesn't happen? Because that is a factor you have to look at. Now, let's just be honest. Everything deteriorates at some point. I don't care if it's screen print. I don't care if it's vinyl. I don't care if it's DTF, DTG, whatever. The very fact that the shirt is going to tear up at some point. Everything tears up at some point. So let's just get that out. Let's get that out to head space. So you have to figure out what your different methods are. And I named a few, but just to recap, I'm going to say you have direct to garment, you have screen printing, direct to garment, DTF, you have inkjet transfer, you have vinyl, you have plastisol transfers, you have sublimation. Just to name, the most popular ones. I think that's pretty much it. But so you have to figure out which method is best for you, and then you have to figure out, is printing it for you something you want to do, or is it better for you to outsource the printing process? Because sometimes it's better to outsource the printing process. I'm just gonna be honest. Depending on whether or not you feel the need to be a printer, or whether you know how to do it already, you have to value your time. What's better? Do I want to be the one printing this or not? So, just to give you an idea, and to give my opinion before I leave, I'm going to say how you feel. We do it all. We screen print. We do direct to garment. We don't do direct to garment. That's about the only thing. Well, let me say it back. I outsource direct to garment. I outsource embroidery. And now I have a DTF printer, but I kind of outsource that too because I just don't want to deal with it. So the question is, what do I feel is the best method, or whether I feel you should start a t-shirt business this year in 2022? And the answer to that is yes. I think you should start a t-shirt business in 2022 because I think if you have a great idea or a great saying, and especially if you are, and I'm going to have to say this, and it might sound crazy, but especially if you're a woman, I think right now is a phenomenal time to start a t-shirt business. Because believe it or not, women are taking charge of their lives. I'm so proud of them. I have 6 daughters of my own and 3 granddaughters myself. So I am proud of what's going on with that movement. I support it wholeheartedly. I think that the growth and the determination to build something that is long lasting and that is sustainable for their loved ones and their children is a beautiful thing. I think that it is high time that they create their own lanes, and they are doing it in their own way. So I think that this is 2022. You should start your t-shirt business. You should figure out the method that works for you, and you should research. And if you have any questions, please stop by, hit the like button, hit the share button, leave a comment, and ask any questions you got, and I'll be glad to help you out. Again, this is Will from Say How You Feel, and I'll see you on the other side.